Hey guys, it's Coach KJ here, wishing all of you uncles, fathers, grandfathers, godfathers, all those people a happy Father's Day. Today is a special day, or tomorrow's a special day. Please make sure that you celebrate what you have contributed to the community and the seeds that you continue to plant. Some individual today is prospering or holding on or has tenacity, more tenacity than they ever thought they could have, because you believed in them and you gave them words of encouragement and you inspired them to be the best that they could be. So I just say thank you to you. For sometimes we get busy and we forget to say thank you. So I say thank you for all that you've done, all that you continue to do, and maybe for some of the people who forgot to say thank you along the way. I could not do this video without honoring the greatest man in the world that I know, and that is my dad. My dad was super duper smart. Like, he read the dictionary and we did the encyclopedia together. And I remember one time I went to the house to pick up the kids and Jay was sitting there reading the New York Times with my dad. I mean, my dad was reading it to him, but my dad was always about learning and understanding things from an objective standpoint, right? Objective and well-researched standpoint. But on the flip side, my dad was a tobacco farmer, and farmers live on intuition, right? So my dad was the person who would engage pretty much anyone and ask the questions. And when people had conversations with my dad, they felt engaged, they felt empowered, they felt enlightened. I mean, they just always left my dad saying, you know what? I can't wait to talk to your dad again. Or that was one of the best conversations I had, because my dad, like I said, did the research and he knew the facts, but he also put the human component to it. And my dad always taught me, he said, look, you know what? The more you become aware of who you are, right? Not what other people say, but who you are, you will work towards doing what's right, right? And as we don't know what's doing right, what we are, or as we have questions along the way, we work towards it being right. So my dad was a very humble spirit, had a very humble spirit. It wasn't about him being right. Now, listen, if he disagreed, my dad would say, now, I'm going to disagree with you. I hear you, but I'm going to disagree with you. And if he felt as though it was something that was powerful or enlightening, he would go back and research it and make sure that his stance was one of, stance was something that would be sustainable, right? But I just want to say that my dad was my hero. I remember one time going to pick up my kids, right? And Jay and my dad were like close. I went one time to pick up my kids, and Daddy said, come on outside. I got something to show you, right? So I was inside talking to my mom, and I came outside, and my son Jay was riding a bike. And that was something that, we kind of didn't think, balance issues and stuff like that. But my dad laid the platform or the foundation for what needed to be done with my son Jay to reach his full potential, with regards to his athletic prowess. My daughter Blake, super duper duper inquisitive, super duper duper smart. My dad would say, well, go tell me more. And my dad would have Blake go back and research things over and over again. And he would always tell us, like, I don't know. Same thing he said to me, I don't know if that can be done, but let me see what you think. And Blake would come back like the Olivia Pope with a strategic plan in place to move forward, because that was what my dad expected. And then Noah was very gifted with his hands. Like, he was cutting my shrubs, that kind of stuff. And that's because Daddy allowed him to do certain things, like, work with the tools and etc. So that when I had the opportunity to work with my sons, Daddy had already laid the foundation, and it was easier to try new things. So that's my dad. My dad believed in the combination of objective learning, but also subjective listening. Like, he wanted to hear the stories to fill in the what. He used the objective learning for the what, for the understanding of the concrete sense, right? But then he used subjective learning to understand the why and the how and all those other things. So that he was very, very big on not prejudging. And so this combination enabled him to look at people as individuals, right? He was a country farmer working in New York City, down in the financial district, up on 46th Street and 6th, So because of that, he was in a foreign world. But he loved the fact that even though he was different, he was truly a country person, people in New York took the time to understand him and embraced his differences and celebrated his uniqueness. So, guys, happy Father's Day. Once again, thank you for all that you're doing for our young girls, our young boys, even people your age. Thank you for just mentoring and loving and showing support and providing inspiration and encouragement. You are touching so many lives and planting so many seeds with your positivity until you won't see the results of it in this lifetime. But just know that future generations will see your work. Thank you so much for everything. And thank you, Daddy. Happy Father's Day in heaven. Take care, guys.